Okay, wonderful. Okay, we'll go to strips. Time it is now, man. People talk about some herbs and all while. Get a live bill up a little bit, you know.
Bill up, bill up.
Yeah, really top. Yeah. Straight. Straight to the live, straight to the live, straight to the live, straight to the live, straight to the live. Boom, boom. Yeah, good night, New Yorkers. Good night, New Yorkers. Light it up a little bit. Yes. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Bless it. Yeah, good night. Blessed love to everybody. Okay. Now, this program is for people who have or suffering from high blood pressure, like I did. And I think we had a post on this morning where we said that we are going to put you on a program. And you could see that some people is getting good results by coming off their drugs. Diabetics are coming off the medication. They're amazed because they were not taught how to repair the high blood pressure and the diabetes. You understand? I'm showing you all how to do that. You understand? Because once you have an underlying problem, eventually that so-called COVID-19 will kill you all eventually. Once you have an underlying problem, that so-called COVID-19 will kill you all. You understand? And high blood pressure is the underlying problem because it could affect your kidney and give you a stroke. And once you have when you get a stroke, we had a stroke patient here today too. You are more vulnerable of getting infected with that so-called COVID-19. COVID-19. All right. Now, the first thing we're going to try to do tonight is to teach people about alcohol in tincture because we had a few people asking about the alcohol in tinctures. Now, if you look at some tinctures, they're going to say they have 35% alcohol. Some tinctures have 57% alcohol. So I want to just explain to people how the alcohol works, right? When you eat a banana, it turns into alcohol. That's the bottom line. So you are getting more alcohol from eating a banana than taking 90 drops of a tincture per day. That's just bottom line. Yeah? All right. So when some people see 35 gram or 35 percent alcohol, they say, oh, it's a lot of alcohol. But remember that you're taking 30 drops 3 times per day. Yeah? Of the tincture. So you're taking 30 drops, which is 20 drops, and I have to squeeze 10 drops. That's not alcohol acts as a preservative to the chemicals of the plant. Alcohol also carries the chemicals or the vitamins from the plant into the bloodstream in 15 seconds. All right? So we use what we call, like you have organic apples, and in organic apples you have organic alcohol and you have non-organic alcohol. You have what we call, the alcohol that we use is from charcoal filtered alcohol. Okay, so when you say alcohol is alcohol, but you're taking 30 drops 3 times per day cannot give you 35% of alcohol in the tincture. Okay, so we're going to straighten that out. All right, some companies remove the alcohol and put the base in a glycerin base, but when they do that, they remove all the chemicals from the formula and also remove all the vitamins from the formula also. All right, so don't say because you're seeing a tincture says glycerin base, meaning that it's going to give you everything. That's false information also. That's marketing. Number 2, you can remove the alcohol from a tincture by dropping the alcohol, the tincture, the droppers in some tea, hot tea, or some warm water, and it evaporates. Okay, don't forget that. All right? We go to another thing again too. Now, some plants, like black cohosh. Where's ginkgo? You have ginkgo here, brother? Let me have some ginkgo. That's ginkgo right here? No. This herb is called ginkgo. And this herb is good for the brain. It is also good for the heart. It is also good for the eyes. So it's not only a brain herb. It is also good for circulation to the heart muscle and circulation to your eye cells to have to give you better sight, to get rid of free radicals in the eye cells. But this herb have lots of what we call tannins. Now, in order to remove the tannins from this plant, this is one of the herbs that takes at least 57% of alcohol to remove the tannins from this herb. Don't forget that. It's very significant when you want to learn about plants and how they work in alcohol. In the water base, it takes a longer time to remove the chemicals. But in the alcohol, you have to use lots of alcohol, at least 57% of alcohol to remove the tannins in this particular plant. So if you're going to buy a tincture, just marking ginkgo, usually you're going to see it says 57% alcohol, because that is the amount of alcohol this herb needs to extract the tannins from this particular plant. You have to educate our people, okay? Next one. This one is called black cohosh. Black cohosh is a herb that we use for the nerves and for women who's going through menopause because it have lots of estrogen. But it is not water soluble, meaning that you don't get out all the chemicals from this plant in a water base. This herb is more effective in an alcohol base because alcohol distracts or extracts the chemical from this plant faster than the water does. So we more use black cohosh in an alcohol base than in water base. You have to learn these things about herbs because it's not all herbs that is water based. Some herbs do not function with hot water. It takes too long to remove the chemicals, whereby some herbs are more alcohol based than water based. So I'm trying to... Next one, milk thistle. This is a herb for the kidney, for the liver, sorry. It have lots of silymarin, but in order for you to remove the silymarin from the other chemicals of this plant, you either have to standardize it in a form of 85% silymarin where it can now regenerate your liver, or you have to put it in an alcohol base because this herb is not water soluble either. It is more absorbable in alcohol base. So we have to learn about plants and how they function. So a person who is drinking all this particular plant in a water base, it's inert. It does nothing for your liver. You understand? You have to either standardize it or you have to remove the silymarin through alcohol base, but not in water base. Okay? So I wanted people to understand how plants work and how water could remove some chemicals and how water can't. Don't forget that. All right? All right. Let's go to the murder. So tonight we're going to talk about high blood pressure. How we're going to use these basic food plants to help to keep your heart healthy and to prevent afibrillation and to prevent cardiomyopathy and to prevent pulmonary hypertension and to prevent high blood pressure from coming from your kidney. Okay, we're going to talk about that. So, let's go with instructions. Now we see this here. This guy here, ginger, cayenne pepper, a pinch of it, 1 onion, 10 limes. Don't forget, a pinch of cayenne pepper, 1 piece of ginger, 1 onion, 10 lime with the skin on, cut it in 4 pieces, and 6 grain of this aged garlic. You must have those. Don't forget, you must have 6 peg of the aged garlic. You must have some cayenne pepper. You must have 10 limes with the seeds. You must have 1 onion, and you must have some ginger, and that is going to repair your afibrillation. I'm going to teach you how to repair it. It's going to prevent you from getting embolism in your lung from afibrillation. All right? They don't teach you them things. All right? We're going to teach you how to get them together and how to have them every day. All right? For the next 40 days. Wonderful. Now, you must have a pH strip. Either you're going to get it from the pharmacy or a health food store. You must have that. I want you to look at this for me. Now, your pH in the morning supposed to be 5.0 to 6.5 in the morning time. When you're having your lunch, when you're on the program, and you're checking your pH is supposed to give you a 7.0 to 7.5 reading before your lunch, and a 7.0 to 7.5 reading before your dinner. If your pH is reading between 6.0 and 6.5 before your lunch and your dinner, your body is still acidic, and your heart functions better in an alkaline terrain via the vagus nerve. We spoke about it in the last program that we had. So you have to have a pH in order for you to get that pH back into the bloodstream at 7.0, 7.5, and make the heart work a little better. Okay, don't forget that. So, every morning you get up, you're going to pee on a strip. And this strip is going to turn to either 5.0. That's because your kidney is picking up lots of acid from the tissues. In the before your lunch, this strip is supposed to turn green. Before your dinner, it's supposed to turn green, telling you now that your body is going to be more alkaline, making your heart work a little better. You understand? Or it's going to stay acidic, where you're going to have more trouble with high blood pressure and heart troubles eventually, long term. All right? Don't forget. You're going to have your strips. Must have those. Check your pH. Or, if you are acidic, you're going to have what we call buffer pH. Buffer pH, so you can buffer your system so that your pH in the venous blood, in the capillary blood, and the arterial blood would stay at 7.45, 7.35, okay? If you are acidic and you can't get your pH to go back to normal, you're going to use the buffer pH in the program. Wonderful. Now, high blood pressure program. Rules. Here are the rules. No pork, no dairy, no fried food, and no rum. Look at that. Rules. If you're going to go on the program. If not, don't even do the program at all. If you're going to go on a high blood pressure program, you go to the rules. Rule number 1, no pork. Rule number 2, no dairy. Rule number 3, no fries. Rule number 4, no rum. And rule number 5, no sex. Dig it. You understand? Ladies and men. Rule number 1, no pork. Rule number 2, no dairy. Rule number 3, no fries. Rule number 4, no rum. And rule number 5, no sex. Leave sex alone for 40 days. If you can't, you're joking. Dig it. The first night. Over here. The first night, day number 1, you are going to do a liver flush. And that liver flush should be done once per week for 4 weeks. Don't forget. Your liver flush should be done the first day, and it should be done every week for 4 weeks. Don't forget that. The reason for that is to keep the liver, the gallbladder, the spleen, the pancreas, the small and the large intestines clean, which is part of the earth system. Once they are clean on a weekly basis, your bloodstream will remain clean and your heart will function better in an alkaline terrain. So you're going to have to do a liver flush for us once per week for 4 weeks. And you're going to see a difference in your heart. You're going to see a difference in your cardiomyopathy. You're going to see a difference in your afibrillation. And you're going to see a difference in your lung and your high blood pressure. Okay, don't forget. Liver flush be done once per week for 4 weeks. We're going to put it up on the site in case you can't write tonight. Over here. This is called a gallbladder flush. And this is for people who have gallstones. So if you don't want to do the liver flush, you can do the gallbladder flush, and the gallbladder flush should also be done once per week for 4 weeks. The difference with this flush and over here, and this flush over here, is this flush goes into the next day, whereby this flush over here is only for one night. So you can choose the flushes that you need that's going to be beneficial to you and your system. This flush more works on the gallbladder and more works on the large intestines, whereby this one over here works on the liver, the gallbladder, the spleen, the pancreas, the small and the large intestines. Okay, right? So that's number one. You must flush your liver, and you must do a liver flush once per week for the next 4 weeks to keep the bloodstream clean and the liver healthy. All right? Number 3, day 2, on the second day, after you do your liver flush, you're going to take 1 tablespoon of mixture of ginger, onions, lemons, garlic, sea moss, and cayenne pepper. Put the sea moss out. Sea moss. So what we're going to do, we're going to cut the limes in 4 pieces with the skin on. Yeah? Yeah? 4 pieces with the skin on. And then we're going to use the ginger, cut up the ginger in pieces, cut the onions, yeah? Take off the thing of the onions, put them together, put your garlic, watch me now, and you're going to use 1 pinch of cayenne pepper in the mixture, and you're going to boil your sea moss and make it as a tea. Don't make it too thick now. Make the sea moss as a tea. And then when you make your sea moss as a tea, you are going to put your tea of the sea moss tea into a blender with these over here, with the skin on. Watch over here, son. And you're going to blend them up for me. 10 lime, 1 onion, 6 grain of garlic, 1 piece of ginger, and a pinch of cayenne pepper, and blend that up in a blender for me with your sea moss tea. And every morning and before you go to bed, you are going to take a tablespoon of this mixture first thing in the morning and last thing at night. This will help with your air fibrillation. And this mixture will help to keep the arteries unblocked. And this mixture will prevent you from getting clots, especially embolism of the lung coming from air fibrillation. You understand? And it will also keep the carotid artery healthy so that you don't have clots going to your brain and cause you to have a hemorrhage and a stroke. That is God's way. So that's what you're going to mix for me. We're going to put it up together in a more sequenced way so you can follow. All right? Wonderful. So, over here. Day 2, after the flush, 1 tablespoon of the mixture of ginger, onions, lemons, garlic, and sea moss. Make sure that your lemons have seeds, or you can use your key limes or your limes. Okay? 1 cup of herb tea of the mixture, either a high blood pressure blend or a hard blend, or if your pressure is coming from your endocrine system, from the endocrine blend, or if your high blood pressure is coming from the nerves, from your nerve blend. That's your cup of tea. It's according to where your pressure is coming from. If you are stressful, we know that the pressure is coming from the endocrine system. So you have to use the endocrine blend. If you have troubles in the kidney, we know that the pressure is coming from the kidney. You could use a kidney bladder cleanse. If you have troubles in the coronary artery, we know that you have to go to the heart. You're going to have to use your heart blend. If you have high blood pressure, and it's called what you call essential hypertension, meaning that they cannot tell you where your pressure is coming from, you can use your high blood pressure blend, which is supplements. right? So 1 cup of herb tea, 1 glass of distilled water or alkaline water, and make sure the alkaline water pH is 8.0. Don't forget, make sure that your alkaline water is 8.0 pH to help to buffer the system. Don't forget, that's day 2 after you flush. If you can't mark it on like this, we're going to put it up on a site for you to download it in the group. It's going to be for free on the group. Okay, don't forget. The 3. Number 4. On the second day after the flush, 30 drops of Healthy Heart, 30 drops of Heart Health for afibrillation, 30 drops of ginkgo and horse chestnut or circulation blend, and 200 micrograms of folate acid. 30 drops of Heart Health, because the herbs in there, they mix in these in a formula to prevent or treat what we call afibrillation. Yeah, 2,000 micrograms of folate acid. Why folate acid? Because for your heart health, because it deals with cell division. See, not folic acid, F-O-L-A-T-E acid, not F-O-L-I-C, F-O-L-A-T-E. Help with cell division, but it's also help to keep the heart well because it helps with cell division. So 2,000 micrograms of folic acid per day for 40 days. Number 5, 200 micrograms of selenium per day. And the reason why we're going to put selenium in there, because selenium acts as what we call a free radical scavenger of the heart muscle. So if there is any kind of free radical damage in your heart muscle, selenium is going to get rid of that. 200 milligrams of CoQ10, adding 200 milligrams the next week to make up to 400 milligrams per day. 200 milligrams of CoQ10. Make sure that the CoQ10 is time released, so it works a little faster. So you're going to start with 200 milligrams per day, and every week you add on a 200 milligrams till you get to what 460 milligrams per day. 400 milligrams of magnesium 3 times per day. Not in the tablets, in the capsules, or in the powder form, or in the liquid, but not in tablets at all, because magnesium or minerals do not work well in tablet form. The liver don't accept them properly. So you're going to do 400 milligrams of magnesium 3 times per day, and then you're going to do 6 capsules of the buffer pH per day in case your body is more acidic. pH 5.0, 6.5. All right? 6 capsules of tricardia per day. Why tricardia? Because lots of people have high blood pressure because they have blocked arteries. And that's the reason why you get angina, pain in your chest. You understand? That's the reason why they put you on a Telenol or they put you on Novax. Some of these what you call beta blockers. You understand? Because lots of people have blockages in their arteries, especially when you're getting older folks. And that's the reason why I said no fried foods at all for the 40 days. Because once you're eating fries, you're going to clog the arteries up. So what tricardia does, made by some cardiologists, some doctors who was trained in the heart. And what they did was they put some capsules together, or herbs together with some vegetables to help to keep the arteries clean, to unblock it. While it is unblocking the arteries, we are now strengthening your arterial walls or your veins and your capillaries with plants. That's how it works. So your heart, while pumping the blood through the vessel walls, your arteries and your veins and your capillaries will be strong enough to take the force of the blood pumping from your heart into the arterial walls. That is very significant. So if you know you have a blocked artery, you can do what we call 6 capsules of tricardia daily. And you could do 4 capsules of kyolic garlic daily, 2 in the morning and 2 in the evening. If you don't, if you can't, if you find you're going too fast, we're going to put it up on a site. Okay? Wonderful. Day number 3. Juice, 1 cucumber, 1 celery, red and yellow peppers, 1 clove of garlic, 3 sticks of turmeric in case you have an enlarged heart or you're suffering from what we call afibrillation, lettuce, and watercress. Those are the only vegetables I want you to juice. Nothing else. Cucumbers, celery, red and yellow peppers, 1 clove of garlic, 3 sticks of minerals, and they feed the heart muscle and they cause your body to be more alkaline. Blend gooseberries. Blend goji berries. You can find them in the Korean stores. Blend gooseberries. You're going to blend goji berries. You're going to blend raspberries, and you're going to mix them with grapes with some seeds, and then you're going to put some coconut water as your base, and you're going to have 4 to 5 glasses of that per day. The reason for that? Come here. The gooseberries, the raspberries, the grapes build the blood, but they also keep the capillaries strong. They strengthen them. They have terpenoids to strengthen the capillaries, strengthen the veins, so that the heart could pump the blood and nothing collapses. You understand? That is the way God intended us to live, with these foods, not the pork and the rum and the grease and the fries. They kill your heart long term. And that's the reason why we're getting strokes on a regular basis. Young people having strokes, crazy stuff, man. Right? Berries, you're gonna use the coconut water as your blend, and you're gonna drink 3 to 4 glasses or 5 glasses per day. Keep it there for a while. Blend gooseberries, goji berries, raspberries, and grapes with your seeds. Mix them with coconut water. If you don't have coconut water, you can mix it with some juice or some teas or some iced tea, whatever you're gonna use. But blend that and drink that at least 4 to 5 glasses per day for me. Lunch. Every day, your lunch is supposed to be between 12 p.m. and 1 p.m. And because we're going into the fall, into the winter, you have to learn to bring in the foods for the season. Right now, you're in the fall. From the 21st of December is when the winter starts. So you have to prepare yourself for the next season that's coming, which is the 21st of December. So for this fall season, we're going to use some herbs for the fall. And after the fall, when the winter comes in, you're going to change your rum, because now you're preparing yourself for the winter. You follow me? Because there's 4 seasons. There is winter, there is spring, there is summer, and there is fall. So each season, you have to prepare your system, and you have to prepare your bloodstream for that environment that you're living in that's going to come for the different seasons. That is significant. So now we do the fall, and when the winter time comes, we do another program for the winter season, because it's a different season. And my brother, don't forget that. Lunch, 1 glass of water, 1 cup of hard blend. Hard blend. Hard blend. 1 glass, 1 cup of hard blend. High blood pressure blend. 1 glass of juice, vegetable juices. Bake or steam. I'm going to use bake or steam potatoes mixed with pumpkin, green, red, and yellow peppers. You can put onions, you can put garlic, you can put your greens, your salads. It's up to you. You understand? You can use your quinoa. You can use your spelt. You know what I mean? But no starches at all, period. No processed foods, period. Everything should be raw or semi-raw or slightly steamed. And then you will see your heart responding. Yeah? Number 1. Again. Or we can use pinto beans, black eyed peas, split peas, mixed with string beans, wild rice, spelt, or quinoa, or mixed with onions. That's your choice. I understand. Now, garlic could be mixed with all these other foods, with your avocados. You have your good fats, cushion your joints. All supplements should be taken as directed with each meal. all your supplements that we're going to mention, like your CoQ10, your selenium, your folic acid, your stress bees, and all your other supplements should be taken as directed with each meal that you're going to have. 15 minutes of exercise, but no jogging. 15 minutes of exercise or stretching, but no jogging. If you jog, you're going to affect your heart in a negative way, okay? Because you're resting your heart muscle. Foods can be alternated between day 3 and day 40. So your foods can be alternated between day 3 and day 40 because you don't want the food to be more boring. So you're going to change around your food, but make sure you stay in the vegetable kingdom, in the fruit kingdom, in the nuts kingdom. You understand? Or in the grain and the beans kingdom. We call them primary and secondary foods. Yeah. Dinner should be no later than 6 o'clock. Dinner, I'm going to teach you to stay healthy. Don't get strokes and high blood pressure. Dinner should be no later than 6 o'clock. And you're going to have what we call puri foods. Meaning that you're going to mash your foods up a little bit. Pumpkin, mash them up. Potatoes, mash them up. Yeah? With soups, with vegetables, or you can have a vegetable broth if you want. But no heavy foods. Because now you are putting the body to rest in order for your body to start healing itself. That's the key. Right? We'll have to come back because we're kind of late tonight. Your teas and your juices should be taken 1 hour after your dinner. But your supplements should be taken with your meals. Don't forget, when you're having your dinner or your supper, they call it in the Caribbean, your teas and your juices should be taken 1 hour after your dinner, but your supplements should be taken with your meals. Yeah? Soft music to soothe your mind should be played. Soft music should be played so that the soft music can soothe your mind. Last one. No music degrading women. No music degrading our women or vulgar to the mind should be played while you're on my program. No music that is degrading to our women, especially our black women. No music degrading to our women or all women or any music that is vulgar to the mind should be played while you're on my program because you're trying to clean your mind and your heart up. You understand? So, no music degrading women or vulgar to the mind should be played before bed and before you go to bed. For 20 days, you're going to soak in a tub full of hot water mixed with ginger to rest your mind or to have a good mind rest before you go to bed. Before you go to bed, fill your bathtub of hot water. Put some ginger, cut them up in pieces, put them in the tub in the hot water. And I want you to go in there and soak in there. Relax your mind. And when you come out of that bathtub, your pressure is supposed to be normal and you're supposed to have a good night's sleep because everything is moving the blood. You understand? And it helped the burner it helped the burner to burn the rim. Dig it? Yeah? Wonderful. Now, let's look at some numbers. Some numbers. So, don't listen, but wonderful. Now, when you have high blood pressure, when you start my program, watch me. If you start the program at 150 over 100 systolic, 150 over 100 systolic, your pulse supposed to be 60 to 70 beats per minute. Once your pulse goes to 90 and over, thyroid troubles. Now, Every morning you get up, I want you to check your pressure for me laying down on your back. Yeah? Every morning. Lay down on your back and check your pressure. First thing in the morning. After you lay down and you check your pressure, sit up and check your pressure again. Yeah? When you lay down and your pressure reads 150 over 100, and when you sit up and your pressure reads 160 over 110, your thyroid is messed up. That's how you know. So you don't want your pressure to go to 150 laying down and 160 sitting up, because it's telling me that something is going to be your thyroid gland. And always check your pressure on the left hand, which is nearer to your heart. Right? So, we're going. First day, 150 over 100. You're checking every day. Checking at night. You go to the fourth day, and you see your pressure says 140 over 90. Huh? Now, you're not looking to go back to 150 no more. That's the key in fixing hypertension. You're looking to avoid going back where you started at 150 over 100. So after the first week, if you look at your pressure and it says 140 over 90, and after the second week, it says 130 over 90, and after the third week, it says 130 over 80, and after the next week again, it says 120 over 80. You know for a fact that your heart is responding to what you're doing, because you're not going back up to this number over here, to the 150. That's the key. Don't forget now. Now, if you are on medication, if you are taking a beta blocker, if you're taking a calcium channel blocker, or you're taking an ACE inhibitor, if you are mild to moderate, if you are meaning that you have severe hypertension, here's what we're going to do. Drugs every other day. Herbs and supplements every day. Don't forget, your prescription drugs. Do not come off your drugs like that. Please, you are going to wean yourself off your drugs, especially if you have severe hypertension. So every day, you're going to be taking your herbs, and every other day, you're going to take your drug. So, let's say your pressure reads 160 over 100, while taking the drug, and when you're not taking the drug for 3 to 4 days, your pressure says 130 over 80 or 120 over 80, you're going to skip another day of the drug. And you go again. And when you're not taking the drugs from the doctor, another 3 and 4 days, and you see your pressure says again 120 over 80 or 110 over 80, you know for a fact that your heart is responding. So you're going to skip another day of the drug, 2 days. And after that, the 3 days, you see, your pressure starts to read 120 over 80 and 110 over 80 or 70. You know for a fact you can skip 3 days. And you go again. And you're checking your pressure. That's why you go to check. You're checking every day. That's why I came up my drugs. And once you start checking, you're going to know, because you're going to start to feel better. And you know for a fact, when you're not taking the drugs and your pressure start dropping, when you're not taking your medication, you're going to skip your days. And you're going to skip your days till you can wean yourself off them drugs. That's what I did. Once you wean yourself of them drugs, I keep you on the herbs for 1 month. 1 month. But you're still checking every day. You must check. It's important. Because your whole lifestyle changed now. Your whole diet changes. See? And after 1 month, I, Patrick, just said, listen, come off the drugs, come off the herbs. And now, you have the responsibility of helping your heart to stay well and preventing your pressure from coming back by changing your lifestyle and your diet. You understand? Because we had 2 sisters came in today. Their father died from heart disease. Huh? Their uncle died from it. Their brother have it. And they both have kidney disease. Because why? And one had a stroke. 2 strokes they both had. 2 sisters. 2 strokes. One walking with a stick. Why? Because they were not changing the way they were eating. They kept on eating the same way. So if they kept on eating the same way, they must get another stroke. You understand? Number 2. One was taking 6 drugs. Huh? 6 drugs. One have both diabetes and one have hypertension. They are both in stage 2, stage 3, and stage 4 kidney disease. And me, Patrick Debs, had to explain to my sisters, I said, sisters, you all are killing yourselves. You all going to die. Because if you get another stroke, you're going to die. It won't be like the first and the second one. It's going to take your life. And if that don't happen, because you are in stage 4 and stage 3 kidney disease, if you keep on drinking the soda pops and eating the fries and smoking the cigarettes and drinking the rum, you are going to get another stroke and you are going to lay in a bed where somebody have to come and change your pampers. It's going to happen if you don't change your lifestyle. If you don't change your lifestyle, sister, you are going to end up on dialysis, which they know for a fact that we, our people in the community, is full of diabetes and full of hypertension. And they are just waiting for us to mess up so that they can build another dialysis center in our community. I try to explain that to the sisters today because they lost their father to the same disease. They have an uncle who have it. They have a brother who have the same thing. But what? Their dad never changed. So they are living in limbo. You know? They walk with a stick. And they both have kidney disease. You see what I'm saying? Because they don't change. They're not changing their lifestyle. They're not changing how they eat to help the heart to repair itself. You see what I'm saying? So that's the reason why I do programs, man. So y'all can get better. You know what I mean? Don't make nobody tell you all that you all can fix your heart troubles. I fix mine. I fix my high blood pressure. I didn't have another stroke after 32 years because I changed my lifestyle, changed my diet. And look at me today. I'm a good example. And there are many other people out there who changed their diet and never had a stroke and never had hypertension come back because they changed their lifestyle. That's the key to change your lifestyle. Christ said to a man, when I remove that demon from you, I want you to go and show yourself to the priest. And don't go back to the same way of living. Because if you do, he'll come back. And when he come back, he gonna come back with 7 more demons more dangerous than himself. And the state of that man becomes more detrimental. He has to live in a cemetery. I'm saying to the people, once you fix your high blood pressure, don't go back to the same way of eating. Because that same disease is going to come back and it's going to take your life. Dig it. Blessed love. We ain't staying too long. Simos. You have Simos. Coming. Simos. On the way. See that? Organic sea moss, Ambrosia Health, organic sea moss gel. Coming soon. Yeah? Tell you all. The pharmaceutical company is not for you and I. You understand? They're not for you and I. The sister was taking 7 drugs, I was taking 9. 9 of them. But because I was wise, and because I knew I wanted to feel good, I didn't go back. You know, and I'm not saying you can't eat a little junk once in a while, but you want to eat it every day. You want to have high blood pressure, want to eat fried foods. You have high blood pressure, want to eat pork. You have high blood pressure and you want to drink soda pops. You have high blood pressure and want to eat processed foods. You have high blood pressure and you want to use a lot of salt, sodium chloride, inorganic sodium. How are you going to fix your high blood pressure? Come on, man. And that's the reason why people dying from strokes at a young age, man. 35 and 37 and 42 and 51. Stroke patients. Because we don't listen. You know, so either you have 2 choices. You're going to follow a program that will get you well, or you going to stay and eat the same foods and take them drugs forever until you get another stroke. You understand? And damage your kidney long term. Because that's what's going to happen. You understand? If you don't stop eating the wrong foods, long term, it's going to damage your kidney. It's going to damage your heart. It's going to damage your lung. And you're going to end up on dialysis, or you're going to end up in a house or in a home, in a nursing home, whereby others will have to change your pamper because your children have their own life to live, and they're going to put you in a nursing home to be taken care of. Lesson learned. So, here we go. I ain't going to happen to me. You understand? Because my kids ain't going to put me in a nursing home. Trust me. I ain't going in a nursing home. And that's the reason why I tell people every day, young people, eat right. Young people, do the right thing, because it's going to catch up. You understand? Boom. Cardio compound. So, if you have high blood pressure coming from the adrenal glands, Calm Adapt. Cardio compound. Healthy heart. Selenium. Ultra stress, if you have stress. Folate acid. CoQ10. Buffer pH. Tricardia to unblock the arteries with EDTA. Magnesium and your blends. And you go on programs. Next week, just build up yourself and get yourself ready to start a program. And I am here in case you need some guidance. And I have a cardiologist who I'm working with in case you have cardiomyopathy, if you have congestive heart failure, if you have trouble in the chamber of your heart, in the valves. I have a cardiologist that I'm working with that will give us advice if you need advice from a cardiologist. I'm not going to work alone. You understand? Because I work with a system. You understand? So, don't forget, we're going to put all these things together for you. And once you start taking them, you're going to see a big difference. Like I did and others did. Blessed love. And give thanks and praises to the Most High, Jehovah God. Because at the end of the day, He is the most important healer of all things. The ultimate healer of all things.